Hey guys, welcome back to Prepping with Sarge. I am so excited today. We are going to do a little video in my brain training series. So we had a little car video going today because I'm outside the bookstore. I figured, you know what? We haven't done a car video in a little while. Let's hop in the car. I gotta go to the bookstore anyways. I wanted to pick up some new books for my prepper library and a little bit of pleasure reading. If I pick up anything today, I will show you those in the very end. Wanted to talk a little bit about brain training and maybe some additions that you want to think about for your prepper library. It's going to be a fun video. Stay with me now. All right, thank you so much for staying with me. So before we get into the brain training today, I did get a little piece of channel mail from our friend Silver Oceans, and if you wanted to send me any mail, that's my address there. So Silver Oceans is another silver channel, also is on Instagram if you want to check him out. He goes by Oceans. Silver Oceans says, Prepping with Sarge, you have a bunch of awesome information on your channel. I really enjoy all of the prepping videos. Here are a couple channel stickers for you. Best regards, Oceans. And he drew some really cool artwork there. Thank you for that, brother. I appreciate that. And I'm going to send you some stickers, of course. So let me show you what he sent. Okay, there's one. Oh, and this is a limited edition. On the back, it says 12 of 55. Thank you much. Thank you much. That will, I think this one may go, let me think about this. I may put this on the treasure box. Let me give that some thought if I can find some space on there. And then this looks like your regular channel round sticker, which was really cool. I'm guessing that is from California. I don't know which bridge that is, so if you're watching this, comment down below, Oceans. That is really cool. I've only been out to California once. That was back in the 90s. I was interviewing for California School of Psychology, which was in Southern Cal near San Diego, and did get offered a scholarship for one of their schools, I think the Alameda campus, if that still exists, I'm not sure. But I ended up just choosing to stay in the Boston area when I went to school. But yeah, really cool area. And let's see, 50 centavos, Japanese currency he sent me. That is so cool. Thank you, brother. And something else here. I'm going to pause it just for a second, open this up, see what this is. I have no idea. It feels like a coin maybe. Oceans, this is really cool. I have never seen this before, so I hope that the light gets this for the viewers. Let's see. This is, it looks like a centavo from the Dominican Republic, but I don't know much about this. So if you could, if you're watching this, maybe tell me a little bit about this coin. I really appreciate that. And you didn't have to do that. I will, I'm going to send you a little something back with my stickers as well. Okay. So thank you very much, y'all. Please check out Silver Ocean's channel. I will of course link that in the description below. All right, so let's get into brain training. So I'm going to head into the bookstore here in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to pick up something for my godson, and then I've been wanting to add to my prepper library. All right, so the book that I've been reading lately is this one here, A Field Guide to the Mushrooms of the Carolinas, okay? And you guys know I love to do my foraging videos, my wilderness survival videos, but one of the areas where I'm not 100% confident on is the edible mushrooms. Okay, so you've seen a couple of my videos where I said like I think this is woodier mushroom, but I'm not at a level of confidence where I would recommend eating any edible mushrooms unless I'm at 100%, right? So that's why I'm this is my brain training right now for the spring and maybe into the summer, is trying to identify and get more confident. Now I also have a couple Facebook groups that I interact with, so I can post pictures and say, hey, I found this one. I think this is lion's mane. What do you think? And get some feedback from other experts in the area, people who have more expertise on mushrooms than I do. So this is part of your prepping brain training. Like, take a skill that you're not real strong with and make it better. Okay. And I love my foraging, but mushrooms is one of the areas where I need to get better at. Okay. So I'm going to show you just a couple pictures in here. I'm going to flip the camera and kind of get an idea. But and I've got in my description below, I've got links to foraging books from all different parts of the United States and a little bit of Canada, okay? Because there's certain things that I look for in a foraging book that when I'm going to add it to my prepper library. I want it to have good illustrations, and I'll show you what I mean with this. It should have a description of what the plant or mushroom looks like, what kind of habitat you'll find it in and what time of year, and then is there parts of it that are edible and other parts that are not. So when I'm looking for foraging guides, if I'm recommending something to you all, those are the qualities that I'm looking for. Okay, all right, let's flip the camera. I'll show you some examples in here of some of the more common mushrooms in the Carolinas. Some of these I've seen. You've seen some of the videos where I talk about some of these, and I have another video coming of another one that's in here that I was gonna release it as a short. I think I'm just gonna tack it on to the end of this, and then I might release it as a short later on. All right, stay with me now. All right, so as you can see, this book has beautiful, beautiful color pictures. So that helps with identifying what you're looking at. And this is a chanterelle. This is very common. I actually have these growing in my yard in the summertime. So when they come around again this summer, I will try to get some video for you of that. This is one of the very, very common wild edibles in South Carolina. And so this will of course tell you what the spore print will look like, what to look for when you're trying to identify it. Okay, and then look here where it says occurrence. It tells you a little bit about when you can find them and generally where you will find them. Okay, now get a load of this one. That is a very, very strange looking fungi, isn't it? This is the stinkhorn, right? And let me tell you, it earns its name. This is not an edible one, okay? But I have a video of this and I want to show you because it's such an interesting looking mushroom. And it gets its name because it is stanky. It actually smells like rotting corpses and it attracts flies. And what causes this to happen? What causes this to happen is in the Carolinas, if you have rotting wood under the ground, like where I'm getting this on my property is I took down a tree, and so there's roots under the ground that are rotting, and this kind of blossoms out of that kind of habitat. All right, now another one that is very, very popular is the morels. If you are a mushroom hunter, you are probably looking for morels, and they are like, that is the golden goose of mushrooms. They are so choice edible. This has some really good examples of what they look like. You can see when you cut it in half, because there is a lookalike. There's a poisonous lookalike from the morel. So you need really good pictures to be able to identify. Okay, and then you have the wood ear, which if you've been watching my videos, I have a video where I show you wood ear. That's also a very common one. I've seen that most of the winter here when I've done my little hikes. So when you get a book like this, what I like to do, especially if it's like foraging, is I get myself some of these colored tabs, and just like what I'm marking in here is some of the most common ones that I've either seen or I'm trying to find, okay? And this is what I recommend you do with your prepper library as well. Kind of highlight it right in the margins, especially if it's stuff that you mark it with Post-its or something like these kind of colored tabs, so that when you need to get to that information, especially if it's like a first aid book or something like that, when you need to get to that information, you can get to it really fast. I'm actually in my yard today and I wanted to show you this. If you watched one of my videos recently where I was talking about training your brain, this is one of the mushrooms that I was talking about. This is the stinkhorn. And it is not edible. This is definitely poisonous, but I wanted to show it to you just because it's kind of one of those interesting ones. Let's see if I can get a little more light in there for it. It kind of looks like a alien climbing out of the ground. So what causes this is if you have rotting wood under your ground, and about 15 feet away from here I had a tree that was diseased that I took down about a year and a half ago, and since then, because of the roots that are under here, these guys pop up periodically, and they earn their name. They are stinky, stinky, stinky. You do not want these. And as you can see, it's actually attracting some flies. That's what it does. So this is the stinkhorn. Don't ever eat it. It is kind of interesting to look at, but not something you want growing on your property. So why do people like myself and Morgan and other preppers that I have a lot of respect for, why do we recommend that you have a physical prepper library? Well, you probably already guessed, it's for when power goes out, either short-term or long-term. You want to be able to have a physical book. Now, there's nothing wrong with having like some documents on your laptop or PDFs or things in your Kindle saved, but definitely for some of your resources that you're going to be using for SHTF, you want to have physical copies of that. And plus, honestly, I find that, living here in Hurricane Central, when the power goes out, it's just nice to have some physical books to read. You know, a lot of times you're finding that in the aftermath of a hurricane here, we're finding that we're doing a lot of cleanup and things like that. But there is some downtime, and having something to do other than play video games, which I love video games, there's nothing wrong with that, or watching Netflix and things like that. You want to have some books and some games that you can play that don't require electricity. And if you're still with me, please don't forget to give me a like. If you've enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. I drop videos twice a week, always topics related to preparedness, including financial preparedness, which I enjoy precious metals as a hedge against hyperinflation, recession, economic collapse. I do wilderness survival, tons of foraging videos and knife reviews, things like that. There's going to be a lot more coming. In the comment section down below, tell me, what is your current read? What is your brain training? What skills are you working on? I'd love to hear from you. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.